Welcome back. We're talking today with Charlie Williams and Walter Davis of Blue Ridge Holdings and Integrated Capital Strategies, and we're excited about the context of what we're talking about today. Guys, we were talking before we went to break about the overall economy and the mortgage issues and how that plays into you guys starting Blue Ridge Holdings and what that all means. Let me ask this question. Obviously, you've moved into a very competitive industry and launching out in the midst of a recession and all. There are other asset management firms and other companies that do what you do. What is it that makes you unique? What is it that sets you apart that's going to make the difference?
Well, I'll let Walter take an initial shot at that.
Sure.
He's got
I'd be delighted to. It's the people.
The people.
We were very careful about the people we hired initially into Integrated Capital Strategies. Our goal was to take the smartest people we could find with the greatest experience around the issues, anything in the financial services space. And that way we figured they could determine what the course of management, modification, whatever you want to call it, of any asset class would be. And so we felt very good about that. And not only is it the people, but it's the process by which we manage our assets, and we can't talk about that because we call it our secret sauce.
That's right, that's the secret sauce. We don't want you to reveal the trade secrets.
But we also thought that, you know what, if you can have a profitable business in the midst of chaos and a recession, imagine what you can do in good times.
Wow, that's great. Hey, let me ask this then. Now, you guys is a year old, a little over a year old.
Yes.
What's your footprint now? Where are you located and where you plan to be as you continue to grow?
Well, today, Dr. Davis, we have our main office here in Charlotte, right here in South Park. But we also have an office in Atlanta. And we have an office in Washington, D.C. And so we now, in terms of expansion, that will probably be on the back of the banks that we acquire. And so more to come on that. But I think there may be some opportunities for us to do some work up north, and that meaning New York, because that seems to be a target-rich environment for the kind of services that we provide. So we're looking at expansion opportunities, and we're pretty excited about what's being presented to us at this point in time.
Okay. How do you see the mortgage meltdown that we've been experiencing? How do you see this playing out in the near future?
We have some clear views on that.
We do. Well, I will tell you, we're somewhat bearish on the economy. Everybody keeps talking about whether or not we're in a V-shaped recovery, or whether or not there will be a W or double-dip recession. I'll go down on a limb here and say that I think we're going to have a double dip. It's not a very popular view out there right now. But what you have are the moratoriums on foreclosures somewhat going away now. And so what's going to occur, there's a lot of inventory backed up in the system that hasn't been through the foreclosure pipe yet. There are a lot of resets that have yet to occur on the residential side. There are a lot of bullets that are coming due on the commercial real estate side. So the macroeconomic environment as we see it is one that we may get to a point where we're limping along for the next 2 or 3 years. Again, you can't have a total recovery when you have double-digit unemployment. That's my opinion. Charlie,
I would add just on the commercial side, and that's where we're really feeling the stress. I think that there are some real events coming up on the residential side of the markets, but on the commercial side, remember, all of the there were 5-year loans made and 10-year loans made. The 5-year loans that were made at the height of the market were made in 2005, 6, and 7. So all of those loans now come due in 2010, 11, and 12.
Then you got another.
That's right. Then you have another set of loans coming due in 2015, 16, and 17. So in a nutshell, you have a situation where once you start to review those loans for renewal, if you will, or for extensions, you're going to have to look at the underlying assets, and the underlying assets have dropped in value. So your loan is no longer collateralized appropriately. And so those loans will be called.
Sure.
So we think that the commercial real estate market is under some major stress, and throughout the rest of this year, you're going to see it, and you're starting to see it with the number of banks that are failing.
Sure.
In fact, this year more banks will fail than last year.
Wow.
And last year they had some, 140?
Yeah,
that's correct.
Last year. Yeah.
So more banks will fail this year, primarily because they have portfolios that are steeped in commercial real estate.
Let me switch gears for a moment, because I want you guys to talk a little bit about, from an entrepreneur perspective. You guys have launched out. You've put personal assets, personal time. You've made a commitment to launch out into this business. What words of wisdom would you give to, whether it's an individual or a group of individuals that come along and say, I want to start whatever business it is? What general principles and what were the basics you guys used to launch out into your business?
I'll start, Charlie. First of all, we had faith, number one.
Okay.
You can't launch anything without that. Number two is we knew our subject matter.
Okay.
We didn't launch out into a business that was totally foreign to us. We knew exactly what we were doing. We're pretty decent at what we do.
Okay, that's good.
We're pretty decent at what we do. And so I would say also, do something you have a passion for.
Okay.
You know what? If you have a passion for it, you'll wake up every day. You won't mind the late nights. You won't mind figuring out how you're going to make payroll. You won't mind all the challenges that will come with it, because it's not going to be a bed of roses. There are going to be challenges. Right. But I would say if you have those three things, I would say really do your homework and understand it, and launch out.
Launch out. Okay.
Yeah. I think that, again, planning is essential.
Okay.
And so I think Walter said it in so many words, but you just can't step out without really knowing exactly what you want to do, and truly doing your homework around all of that, and getting advice from other folks that have done it. Make sure you go to folks and talk to folks that may have made some mistakes and actually knew how to correct their course and get back into the game, and again, learn from folks that really have made, again, if they've made the mistakes, why not learn from them so you don't make the same mistakes? But really plan it out, and planning takes a lot of time. So I know a lot of folks get excited about starting their business, but take your time, start it right, seek advice, have faith. And when we say have faith, we mean have faith. You got to pray. You've got to pray. And if you truly believe, it will happen.
Well, listen, guys, we're almost out of time, but for this segment anyway, and we're going to come back. But I just want to thank you, and I want to get you guys to be committed now to coming back and talking again, because we're just scratching the surface of this thing.
Certainly.
And I'm excited about what you guys are doing. We're going to come right back after this, and we're going to share with you some of the keys that we've heard from Charlie Williams and Walter Davis. We'll be right back. One day, Jesus told a parable about 3 men who received talents, or a sum of money, from their master. The first received 5, the second 2, and the third one received 1 talent, each according to their own ability. They were given instructions to do business and use what they had been given, because one day the master would return from his journey and would reward them according to their faithfulness in using what they had. Here's what we've discovered today with our special guests, Charlie Williams and Walter Davis. They took what they had been given and they used it for the glory of God. And as a result, they will be rewarded accordingly. Maybe you've been given talent. Maybe you've been given ability. I want to encourage you to use that talent and that ability so that you will be rewarded with greater opportunities in the days ahead. Remember, your best days and blessed days are yet to come. Someone once said, opportunity does not go away. Opportunity simply goes next door and knocks until someone takes it in. I want you to be with us next week as we take the opportunity to talk to some friends all the way from Cape Town, South Africa, where we will have the privilege of sharing in their lives and how God is making a difference in the lives of the people around the globe. So you make certain that you are right here with us on Envision Life. And remember this, you can live today and envision tomorrow.